good. Good morning, everyone. Okay, happy Mother's Day to all of you. And let's be aware that this is the day in which we celebrate our birth, in a sense. So if you haven't called your mom today, if she's still around on planet Earth, give her a call, say hello, and wish her a happy Mother's Day. And we're all going to be together and feeling this joy of this birth that we have. So let's not take life for granted today. Let's celebrate life on this beautiful day. Is there anybody here from another Unity? Is there anybody here for the first time? Okay, if you're here for the first time, keep your hand up a little bit. We have a gift for you. All right, anybody else back there? Yes. Okay. Inside this bag are the keys to a new Lexus. All right. We take care of our own here at Unity of Boulder. Anyway, Senticia's prepared a really beautiful talk for you. She is so inspired to give this talk. She told me just about a minute ago, hurry up. I've got this talk to give. I don't want you to take any more time than you need. So look forward to this great talk.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Unity of Boulder. I'm going to start things off. I just got a few quick announcements of upcoming events and stuff that's happening here at Unity of Boulder. Starting with today. Today at 1 p.m. we're having our conscious communication class. It's a drop-in class. You don't have to sign up for it. It meets downstairs at the bottom of these stairs. It's led by Steve Hayes. It's a great class or a great group to meet with. Maybe you have someone in your life who you're having trouble communicating with or getting your feelings across to, or they're not hearing you. This is a great class to go and get some tools and kind of discuss maybe a better approach on how to get those situations handled. So that's today downstairs at 1 p.m. led by Steve Hayes. Steve Hayes also leads a men's group that used to meet 2 times a month on Thursday, but is now going to just meet every Thursday. So it's a men's book group. You don't have to sign up for it. All you have to do is show up on Thursday nights at 6:30, and it's ongoing. So if you're looking for that, please join it. Steve leads a fun group. This Friday, we have an illuminated sound circle led by Rebecca Abraxas. You probably recognize her as she frequents our stage here quite often, and she does this sound circle the 3rd Friday of every month, and so that would be this Friday. That's at 6:30 to 8:30. It meets downstairs in the gorgeous meditation room. If you've never been to that room at all, it's worth it just to take a trip down there. It's a wonderful room. It's $20 beforehand, $25 at the door, so please sign up for that. She is wonderful. And next, we have a Qigong master coming. We've had him here in the past few years, coming to our church next month. He's going to be doing a workshop from Sunday, on Sunday the 25th from 12:30 to 2:30. Oh, I forgot his name. His name is Francesco Garipoli. He is an absolute, wait, did I say that wrong? Oh, I don't see the people who brought him here in the crowd today, but Francesco Garipoli, he was here last year and a few years before. He is doing a week-long group that you can sign up for on his website from June 20th through the 24th that meets right here downstairs in our assembly room. Definitely check that out. If you have any questions about it, please let us know. Let's see, next week. Next week, our staff would love to have you join us right down the street here at La Mariposa Restaurant following our second service at 1 p.m., where we can all enjoy some moderately priced but delicious Mexican food. So please join us on that. All right, thank you.
Good morning. Welcome to Unity. If I could get someone to volunteer to carry the prayer box down today, that would be a really huge help. Donna, would you help me with that? And so this is our time. There's prayer sheets in the front of you that you can just fill out a name or someone that you're thinking about today, or just well wishes for someone. We know that God already knows what you need before you even pray, but it's really us stepping into that energy and part of that vibration that heals everything. So you can write something down, and Donna will come down the middle aisle and collect your submissions. But first we're going to sing the song, and they say to sing is to pray twice and to call spirit into this room.
You can sing with us.
You are the air I breathe. You are the air I breathe. Your holy presence living in me. And I'm grateful for you. And I'm grateful for you.
One more time.
Now join us this time.
You are the air I breathe. You are the air I breathe. Your holy presence living in me. And I'm grateful for you. And I'm grateful for you. So grateful for you.
And so it is. And you can empty that into the prayer box up there. Thank you.
To our stage, tonight's musical guest, Marcy Baruch. Come on out here. No stranger to our stage, huh? Take it away, Marcy.
Good morning, good morning. So good to be with you all today. This is a song called The Strength of Love. I wrote it with a dear friend of mine, Linda Martello-Whitsett. I am born from the Thank you so much. Thank you to this wonderful band. Good to be here.
Mom will be very sad. When I move out one day, my mom will be very sad.
I feel my mom's love in my heart, like it's right here. I'm feeling it right now.
Sometimes I love her, sometimes I don't. When I'm angry, I don't.
My mom is everything to me. She just is this ray of energy and sunlight and positivity.
The thing that I wish I could have done more of is thanking her.
Didn't matter what shape I was in, I could always come home to Mom. My mom was basically the glue that held me together.
When I left the Philippines, I knew that my son will be in good hands because I know my mom will take care of him.
My mom is kind of smart. She's not that smart. If I would say like 1 to 10, it would be a 5.
Maybe my poor dad got the raw end of the deal, but I do remember my mother saying to him when there was an argument about something I'd done, she says, "You don't want to hurt her spirit." I remember that.
My mom was diagnosed with a really rare disease about 12 hours before she died. So we didn't get a lot of time to talk or to say goodbye, but she did get to say that she loved me, which were her last words. And I cherish that because I've been able to hang on to it.
I'm probably going to say to my mom, "You're a wonderful person. And you're my mentor." I tie an invisible string to my heart, and she ties the same one to her heart, and it's always attached together.
My mother, she struggled a lot with addiction. Sorry, I'm getting upset. Yeah, it was hard.
You know, you have partners, you have friends, you have kids, but there is nobody else who will ever care about you as much.
My son now always tells me, "I love you, Mama." But for 48 years, I realized I didn't say I love you to my mom.
I can think of 3 words. I forgive you.
You were a good mom. You did really good.
Thank you, Mom.
I love you, Mom.
Hey, Chelsea, if moms got paid, how much do you think they should get paid in a year for being a mom?
Maybe $100.
I should be pulling out Kleenex. What was I doing to myself? Why did I sit in here and watch that and then I had to talk afterwards? So today is Mother's Day. It brings up a lot, that word mother, that energy of mom, and it comes in so many different packages, you know. We've got stepmoms that stepped up to raise children that they never had and then have loved them unconditionally and made them theirs. Adopted children that a mom didn't even know a life without being their mom. It has nothing to do with the physicality of giving birth to children. It's an energy. Mother is a pure love, right? It's an unconditional love, and I want to recognize the animal mommies too, because you know there's a lot of women that I know that would have loved to have had children, and that didn't happen this time, you know, but they've mothered other people, adult wounded people, and have become moms in that way, and as a nurturer and as a protector and a lover and all the things that moms are. So I just want to recognize all the different faces of mom, and you know, recognize that Mother's Day is a tough day also for moms that have lost children. And it's a hard day for children that have lost their moms. Even when we're old and we've lost moms, it's still tough. You know, we just think and we reflect. You know, I was reflecting on mothering myself on my way in to work today. This isn't work, this is play, but you know, whatever. And I was thinking about Arenya, my daughter, who had to work today, and how she hasn't been with me for the last few Mother's Days. And I called her and I said, you know, we do have an extra seat at lunch if you can make it. And her first response was like, oh, don't make me feel guilty. I have to work. What am I, you know, it's just like, I'm like, I'm not trying to make you feel guilty. I just want you to know that you're invited. You know, I know you're busy in your life, but it's like that response, like, oh, great. Now I just ruined her day, because now she'd be thinking, you know, like guilt with moms. It's like, I was not calling her to guilt her. I was calling her to tell her that I miss her and I love her. But I could see if my mom called, I would have exactly taken it that way. So I was like, just ruined my daughter's day. I was like, no, really. And she showed up here with roses this morning, and where are they? Oh, they're right here. These beautiful roses. She appeared. So she's so good, so cute, so sweet. So we're going to be able to follow up at the end of this service and share about our mothers. If you feel like sharing today, we have a microphone and have an opportunity to be able to catch it on live stream. So if your moms aren't here and they're in another state, you could tell them to catch it on YouTube and be able to see you saying Happy Mother's Day to your mother. And also we know that it's an energy, and we can speak to our mothers that have crossed over, and of course they'll be receiving that beautiful love today. So my talk title today is The Law of Pure Potentiality. This thing's clicking and I'm trying to make it stop. You know, I'm going to take my earring off. The source of all creation is pure consciousness, pure potentiality, seeking expression from the unmanifest to the manifest. And when we realize that our true self is one of pure potentiality, we align with the power that manifests everything in nature. Too many of us grew up with the belief that achieving success requires relentless hard work, grim determination, and intense ambition. As a result, we may have struggled for years and even reached some of our goals, but wound up feeling exhausted and our lives out of balance. Such desperate striving isn't necessary or even desirable in the natural world. Creation comes forth with ease. So I wanted to talk about this because, you know, I know we're in a world of change and everybody's facing change in life, that there's an evolution happening, an awakening that's happening for everyone. And it's not coming without skinned knees. It's not coming without broken hearts. It's not coming without overwhelming loss of materiality, of loving relationships, things of this nature. And so as we are awakening, or we're stepping into 5D consciousness from 3D consciousness, it's kind of like this, it's kind of can be shocking as you're heading up into it. And we want it just to flow and be easy. And this is saying that it should be ease and flow because we are pure potentiality. But the truth is it's really hard for us to be in ease and flow when things are changing. And I think a big part of my counseling is on this topic a lot. It's the topic I'm having with my adult daughter. It's just, especially if you're in your 20s and 30s, that to go into ease and flow when we're facing fear of hard work that we've done that's falling away, or a long-term relationship of 5 years that it's pretty close, but it's not quite the right person for you, and to have to make that choice to step in and say, you know what, I want all of it. I am pure potentiality, so I want to be with a partner that's pure potentiality with me. I want to be with someone that believes that we can expand and grow together and step into all the miracles and the dreams and the desires of our lives. And yet, a lot of times we'll just kind of stay quite a little bit short of what that desire is in us, because for fear that there's not something else after we leave something, leave a home that we've become very attached to, but it's out of our reach financially. And we hold on, but yet we're in such anguish because we cannot afford that house anymore. When there's something else, there's something unfolding. It might be a drier period financially, but you're now going to be stepping into what it is that you're here to do and be. And so it's ease and flow means you have to have faith in God, Spirit, Source, the very supply that creates absolutely everything through you as you. And the challenge is to not step into fear, into fright, into making up stories about how it's going to end up when we have no idea how it's going to end up. But if we believe that it's only going to be good, that you can't wait to see what's coming from this. That's a Catherine Ponder statement that's from the Prosperity Secrets of the Ages. When something's falling away, you say, oh, I can't wait to see the good that's coming from this. And you can even say it sarcastically. You can even add some cussing if you want to, but at least you're getting your head around it. Like, okay, I can't wait to see. You're now in expectation of something wonderful happening from this falling away. And this is the programming that we have to start doing with our mind and heart connection. This is what affirmations is. This is what visualizations are. When we are ready to live in ease and flow, we also have to start getting in control of our mind. And the mind chatter that talks us out of stepping into that which is next. And it's the uncharted territory. We don't necessarily know what's next, but we know there's a next because it's all falling apart all around us, right? Or some things are falling away. And a lot of times, one of our affirmations is we just believe that something has to be hard for it to be really hard. We've been told that it's really hard to break up with somebody after 5 years, even though we're passionately in love with them, but we're step into the soulmate. You know, realizing that there is a bigger picture for life, for us to have that one. I mean, I know we have many soulmates, and Edgar Cayce talks about that, the most documented psychic on the planet, but there is a twin flame. And there's only a few of those. And if you're not with that one, you know when you're not with that one because it's just not working out. You might love them from the very core of you. But when it's that one, you know in minutes. It's not like you had to be together for a year and be like, is this one? It's a feeling. Who knew at first sight that you had met your twin flame? I see all the couples doing it scared of their partner. I am totally teasing. I'm just silly. Right, honey? Put your hand up. But those are the things that get us excited about life when we realize that there's still magic. There's still things to live for, like still to dream for, to create in our lives. And when we think we've hit these milestones, like we have the perfect house, we have the perfect neighborhood, and somehow that's all falling away, we go, my God, I've already established it, and how do I start over? And you can either be in ease and flow and know that your good is in the very midst of you still, and let it flow and happen, or you can fight and keep looking backwards and keep trying to create the old dream to work instead of opening up to the new dream. In the Bible, it says this, awake thou that sleepest, in Ephesians 5:14. It is you who are asleep to your God potential, which is always present. Unless you begin to understand God, source, spirit, use whatever word helps you feel connected. God is principle. You will go on living marginally. The universal principle is before they call, I will answer. In Isaiah 65:24, in the great unity of all life, when you have a need, the answer is already moving on its way to you. So when you have a need, the answer is already moving on its way to you, but if you keep looking backwards at the life that's falling apart, you won't see it. It will not be planted. The seeds will not start rolling out the carpet for you to step into what is next. When you understand the cosmic origin of desire, the role of faith takes on a whole new meaning. It is not a matter of, gee, I just wish I had enough faith to do this thing. If there is a need, there is an answer in infinite mind. And the need reveals that the answer is already on its way to you. Can you sit with that? If there's a need, it is being fulfilled and it's already on its way to you. So take to mind an area in your life where you have a need. Are you open and receptive and allowing for that to come into your life right now? Thus, faith is not an attempt to demonstrate the magic of picking yourself up by the bootstraps. Faith is your consent. It is saying yes to the outforming of the creative process. You may think this is making faith too simple. It is not. It is simple. It's belief. It's a belief that it's already coming. But if we keep taking notes of everything that's off and going wrong and falling away, we can't get the vision, we can't open the lens of our consciousness to what is coming. The healing is coming, the love is coming, the shelter is coming, the finances are coming. And getting excited, getting in a state of childlike wonder, it's coming. I can surrender then. I can be in ease and flow. I'm dropping the oars to the raft. I'm not climbing up that, I'm not pushing up that river, trying to fight for a life that no longer exists. It can be easy, the things that you've been told and you've learned is hard. You can decide ease and flow. Last week, I talked about the law of intention and desire. And I'm going to complete that before I move on. And I don't know if I'll get to move on to all of it because I've got a lot of content today. Because I wanted to finish up something I shared last week in my sermon. So the law of intention and desire. Inherent in every intention and desire is the mechanics for its fulfillment. Intention and desire in the field of pure potentiality have infinite organizing power. And when we introduce an intention into the fertile ground of pure potentiality, we put this infinite organizing power to work for us. So I shared a story last week about one of my best friends who lost her husband about a month ago to cancer. And they had the greatest love affair of all time. It was a 10-year marriage. And they did everything. They traveled, they did everything you could possibly imagine. To be able to push into 10 years, they did push a lifetime of love into that experience. But then she lost him, and they fought to the last day, and unfortunately, he succumbed to his illness. And she came here a few weeks ago. It was just a few weeks after he had passed on, and she came to be with her soul sisters. All of us grew up with her since high school, and we've all stayed very close. And she lived here till 10 years ago when she moved to Tennessee to marry him. And I knew what my role was going to be when she came back here, right? My other girlfriends are going to be there to create laughter, get into nature, do these things. But I made a very strong intention that I wanted to help her feel the soul and have a visitation from the soul of her husband. I knew that would start the healing process and the grief process instead of her being stuck in the last hours that were not ceremonious. It was a tough closure for him. And that she was kind of stuck in the trauma of that experience. So I wanted to get her out of that and get into the process of grieving it. It's enough just to grieve your person, your partner, your twin flame. So I wrote this intention down for myself before she came here. My intention and desire is a friend and a messenger. Spirit, use me to articulate as best as I am to the place where she is right now of hope, of your love, of your divine plan for her. Guide my words, my energy, my frequency to open up the vortex between the human and spiritual realm, so to offer her a reunion with her husband, building her faith in the unseen possibilities and a newfound language for communication with her soulmate and herself. So I'd set up a sound bath. I brought a friend in that's really unbelievable. She takes people on these journeys, and they're just really life-transforming. Her name's Carissa Ayers, and she does practice in Boulder, and I'd highly recommend it. But I brought her into a private setting in a home here that my girlfriend had rented with 5 women. And before we went into this, I asked her if she was comfortable with it because she'd had a Christian upbringing. This was pretty whack-a-dack for her. But she was at the point where, I'll try anything. I just want to have a visitation because other family members had and she hadn't. But before we went into the sound bath that was going to happen the day before, I said to her, you know that you can say to your husband, I would like a sign or a symbol that you're here. And that night, we all stayed at this Airbnb, and that morning, she came walking out with a completely different look on her face, with tears, and said, I woke up to my husband holding me and hugging me. And now the shift was happening. Now there wasn't the trauma, the eyes of just terror of experiencing something that nobody would want to experience. Now there was a softening. This was a wife missing her husband. So the next day, we had the sound healer come in. She laid us all with our heads up against all the sound bowls, sticks, she sings, she has all of these esoteric, amazing crystals, you name it. And I brought malas for all of us to wear, to put an intention in our malas, so that we could wear them and then we would put them on her afterwards. So she'd have this strength of crystals holding all of our love with her when she had to go back. So I let my friend pick her personal mala so that the powerful stones would absorb all the beauty that was going to waft in and through all of our mind, bodies, and spirits during the ceremony. We all made an intention for the healing ceremony, and mine was to hold space as I laid next to her on the floor with our hands at the edge of the singing bowls to be a conduit of God's love and comfort her on this journey. The sound started, and it felt like we were all taken up into a spaceship into the heavens, into the living ether, into the vastness of the universe, visiting spiritual ideals, comforting whispers from the unseeable, and then there was just floating. Freedom, healing, colors, sounds of wind and rain, none of which was happening in real time. After an hour of the ceremony, we heard Caressa Ayers, the voice of the woman that took us on the journey, say, "Now we are going to slowly come back into our bodies." I was laying right next to my friend when I felt her come back in her body, and it wasn't a slow ease in, it was like she landed out of the sky into the body. I mean, it was just the shock of her body. How far she'd gone out was like unbelievable. And then howling, crying came from her. Caressa guided all of us to sit around her and hold specific pressure points on her body as she grieved from her soul, from her deepest being. When she came to from this, she shared with us that through the entire journey, her husband was laying right next to her, holding her hand through the whole journey. She felt him so completely, and when we had heard it was time to come back into our bodies, he let go of her hand. And that's what the howling was now I have to learn to do this life without this person, but I also know I have communication, right? So it's both. I got the visitation, so it's howling because you missed that physicality, but you've also had now proof that he's still communicating with you, but then also you have to individually step in. And it was a beautiful thing to witness. And I share these things with you to remind you that we are not this body. We are spiritual first. We are a part of the part of us that never dies. And we can still have communication with our loved ones, sometimes clearer at one point than others, but we can have them. But when we are only looking through life like we are purely physical, these kinds of experiences will never happen to you. You have to start believing that these things that I share with you are true, because these things happen in my life every single day. There is no question. It's not like, oh, I think that was spirit. Oh, I think that was a message. It's like a constant channel of the universe guiding and directing through urges, through intuition, through conversations. Everything I'm in life is always looking for what Spirit's telling me about what the next steps are. But when we are only looking through life like we are purely physical, these things aren't going to happen. So looking through the lens of Spirit and activating that power for healing in any area of your life that you are seeking, decreeing it and intending it. So looking for Spirit to tell you how to heal this physical problem you're dealing with. Looking for Spirit to guide you what to do next. Am I supposed to go to college? Am I supposed to leave this job and try something new? Is it time for me to venture out on my own and start my own business? It's all these kind of big questions where we can just sit and live small and waste 10 years of our beautiful life. But opening up to the lens of Spirit, Spirit can only do through you what you allow to happen through you. We can stop all the miracles from our lives. We have absolute dominion over this mind, body, spirit. If you want to harbor lack and limitations, that's what your life will be, filled with lack and limitations. Things fall away. We lose everything many times in a lifetime. I have lost absolutely everything 3 times in my life, besides all my children, and always had them packed along, but things don't matter. Nothing matters like our relationships with each other, with our careers that give us purpose and love and passion. Marriages that turn us on and are so thrilled to wake up to, that you're buddies, and you love everything about each other, and you would never put each other down because we know we're perfect children of God, and we're here to only put that wind into those flames, and we receive it the same way. This life is supposed to be wonderful, but so many of us are just tolerating it. Getting through to the next day. We might have a favorite show on Thursday, so we wait for that Thursday night, 7 o'clock, Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. So you changing your mind, living in the moment and not in the past. Bringing your awareness that your ethereal being is directed by your thinking, your belief, your inexhaustible ability to heal. Anything in this moment that you want will come to you because you are enough. You are worthy. You are desired. You are desire. You are perfection. You are a perfect child of this divine nature. And you are the very substance that's going to step in. You just have to open up to the supply that's just all around you. It's trying to be handed to you. It's everywhere. This is an opulent universe. It wants to give you what you need. Prove that a miracle is possible in your life. Be the change in perception and judgment and letting all that go and coming into the divine nature of you. Love yourself enough to give you the life that you desire. And then start putting intentions of how you're going to step into that each day. I intend to laugh today. I intend to compliment people today. I intend to give to this universe. I intend to be what I want to receive in this world. We tend to want more love in our life, but then we hold it strictly to ourselves because nobody's giving it to us. You know how you want more love in your life? You have to give it away. You want more money in your life? You have to give it away. If you want more happiness in your life, you have to give it away. You can't hoard those things and then think the universe is going to give it to you. The universe is like, whoa, their purse is too tight. I can't put anything in there. Their heart's too closed. I can't give them anyone. I wouldn't do that to somebody with a beautiful open heart. What you want, you have to give away. What you desire, you have to share with others. So the next morning after the sound bath, I was leaving the Airbnb very early because I had returned to my life, my kids, my husband. And I opened her door to her room and told her goodbye, and I told her that I loved her, knowing she was leaving back to Tennessee the next day. This was my last chance to see her on this visit. Sorry. I left feeling so heavy, like I was leaving my daughter. After experiencing her opening her heart and feeling that connection, I just wanted to stay a part of her and keep helping with opening for her. I got in my car and I started driving back to Lyons, and I had just quiet music playing in the car. And all of a sudden, the stereo just slowly just turned up all the way to the highest, just blaring. And then I watched the handle go like that and all the way down. I had chills all over my body. I was like, and all I heard was, thank you, from her husband. Because I know he was doing everything he could to communicate with her, but I helped her open her mind that he's here. And so that was my thank you, and it was a special, special moment for me. Spirituality. The quality of being concerned with the human spirit or soul as opposed to material or physical things. This is why we seek spirituality. It's not looking at the physical and the material things to make us happy any longer. It's homeostasis. It's physical health. It's vibration. It's energy. It's soul singing. It's doing things that lift us, that help us feel like we're flying with birds, that connect us with nature, that connect us with the ethereal realm. And anybody that's passed over from our sight is directly connected with us at all times. We don't have to be searching for them, that they're communicating. We don't have to feel alone here. And there's always reasons to feel sad. But we always have this connection. The soul never dies. So that's the part we're working on here. The soul grows and grows and grows many lifetimes. So we have to take the task. What are we growing in our soul? What is our soul sharing with this beautiful planet and other? Faith, persistence, and acceptance. The result depends upon your faith. Do you believe that you can prosper now in your life, regardless of what's going on in the world, regardless of what's going on in this outer world? You do know that it's not a college degree. It's not going to be something outside of you, because I've never hired people in this church that had great college degrees, or that's never been the reason why I've ever hired anyone in my life, ever. It's their energy. I hire souls that I want to be around all day long. Everybody can learn how to do absolutely everything, but people with beautiful souls are brilliant. There's no college that can teach it to you. And you're never too old to have what you desire. We put so many things in our way to keep it out of the range of what we're worthy of. So, now we're moving on to the law of pure potentiality. We just got to have desire and intention. And I'm just going to be able to head in this for a few seconds, and then I'll have to revisit this one next week. Sorry. So this might end up being a 5-week talk series. We're at the second week of a 4-week series. Okay. The source of all creation is pure consciousness, pure potentiality, seeking expression from the unmanifest to the manifest. Seeking expression from the unmanifest to the manifest. That's what I just told you in that story. That's what I was showing my best friend about her husband. Showing her from the unmanifest, the manifest. I know that that was possible. I prayed that it was going to happen. It's always happened in my life, but I didn't know if I could be a conduit to help this happen for someone else that had blinders on. But because of her faith in me, as a trusted friend of 30 years, she could open up and go, I want to believe you at least enough. And then it happened. So, bringing into fruition that which has not been brought in yet. What can you believe differently to bring into reality from the unseen substance, from the ether of this universe? That spiritual ether is in every single one of you as a seed ready to do whatever the unfoldment is that you're feeling that desire. Because desire is the knocking on the door for so much more. And when we don't listen to that, we keep living Groundhog Day, same life, different circumstances. That is to say, it's time to open new doors. Stop pounding at the doors that are closed. You can pound at them forever, and all you have to do is just pivot and go, oh, there's 50 doors open. But for some reason, this one door is so comfortable, I'm just going to stay here and ah! Why do we do that? We have to pray for our lack of faith. We have to pray to have the wisdom to have faith in the unseen ether of the spiritual life. So how do we put the law of pure potentiality into effect? We have to get in touch with the field of your pure potentiality by taking time each day to be silent, to be in the beingness. Walking on the earth, laying on the earth, sitting in the sun, listening to birds, turning the phone off, turning the computers off. Stop being so accessible to the outer world. Give yourself at least an hour every day that you don't have to see or talk or be or do or anything. Give yourself that time with God, with Source, with Spirit. Some people can't sit still long enough to sit and meditate. Go to Nia class. That's the greatest meditation, dancing meditation that there is. You want to feel with the most beautiful music, with the most affirming teacher to get you into the homeostasis, and you leave there feeling like you can fly. You feel like you're 20 again. Find a way to get that out. Find a way that you feel that passion, you feel that desire of life again, and you're excited. What excites you? What do you dream of? Are you dreaming like Disney levels of beauty? Last week, I was watching Bridgerton, the second series. Has anybody else watched it? Oh my God, the opening show was just so powerful. It just was so romantic, and it was so beautiful. It was the music, the outfits, I just weeped through this wedding that was, I didn't know why I was weeping. I was just watching, and I was just in such awe of the beauty of somebody writing the script, to the way that they played it out, to the romantic aspects of all of it. And when I was sitting there, I realized my tears are because I'm with a man that's that romantic and that beautiful. And he's probably the most unthanked person in my life. The tears were, I have to tell him more often how much I appreciate him. Because he's so selfless in the back, just taking on all of the things that I can't get to with a laugh and a smile on his face. And those are those moments, there's a soul moment, Spirit saying, you need to say thank you more. You need to be more appreciative. Because I know what it's like to be married and not have that happening. Right? Reflection of what it could be and what it can be is a powerful thing. So I'm not so hung up on what you call God in your life, Spirit, Creator, Allah, Source. If you want to tell me what you call her, I would love to listen. It's more important to me that we see each other as brothers and sisters, discovering and protecting each other as we are here to experience this intimacy and love together in unity. I want to dance in this powerful ether with you. I don't want to know this and you guys don't know it with me, so we can't dance together and celebrate what a beautiful life this is. I want to bring you along with me, and I want you to bring me along with you. That's what unity is about. Unity is a place to heal. Unity is a place to find hope again. Unity is to remember the powerful being that you are. Unity is a place to make friends, spiritual friends that can speak the same language. Unity of Boulder is a radiating center of the Christ consciousness light, mighty to attract its good and to radiate good to others. Thank you. Amen.
Well, now is the time where you can engage Spirit, engage that field of pure potential. Your donations puts you in the flow and puts the world in the flow of light and love. And we have all these ways to give, and I want to just emphasize one today, which is the reoccurring donations. This really, not only is it really an easy and powerful way for you to give, but it really helps us plan and put forth a strategy. So we ask that think about and take in your heart about doing a recurring donation. It's quite easy. You can just go to our website and click on the Give menu, and right there you can do one-time donation or set up a reoccurring. That would help us out a lot. So with that being said, I just want to thank you in advance for being part of this community.
And feeling our way into this reality of the presence of this intelligence and love of which we are all a part and which we can express begins right here, where you're sharing in the majesty of the truth that we are sharing in unity. It's a whole new opening to a whole new way of being alive. What more could we actually want than that? So with that in our minds and our hearts, let's give to that. And let's bring these offerings into our awareness and our hands and bless them with this offering prayer. Divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive, because I give. And so it is. You have the opportunity to share in the majesty and miracle of the music of Marseille.
I love that word, majesty. It just infuses me with, well, majesty. This is a song called Ready to Use the Gifts I've Been Given. It's written by Janice Stanfield and Greg Tamblin. And I'm going to let my dear friend Brandon over here get us going. Lately I've been noticing how much I've been blessed with people to love, peace of mind, and happiness. It makes me want to pass along this love I've received as a way of giving thanks for what's been given to me. I've got a strong heart. I've got a strong love. And I'm ready to use the gifts I've been given to make this world a better place to live in. Ready to use the gifts I've been given to make this world a better place to live in. I used to have a lust for more, it bordered on greed, till I looked around and saw that I have more than I need. I thought I had to have it all before I could share, till I realized what's mine to give has always been there. I've got a strong heart. Sing with me. I've got a strong love I'm ready to use, and I'm ready to use the gifts I've been given to make this world a better place to live in. Ready to use the gifts I've been given to make this world a better place to live in. I may not make a difference that the whole world can see, but if I can show more kindness, that's what matters to me. I'm changing on the outside, finding gray in my hair, but the difference on the inside is that I don't care. I'm losing my desire to be what I'm not, and I've got what I want now that I want what I've got. I've got a strong heart, oh yeah. I've got a strong love, and I'm ready to use the gifts I've been given to make this world a better place to live in. I'm ready to use the gifts I've been given to make this world a better place to. Voices only. I'm ready to use the gifts I've been given to make this world a better place to live in. I'm ready to use the gifts I've been given to make this world a better place to live in. Stand up. Ready to use the gifts I've been given to make this world a better place to live in. I'm ready to use the gifts I've been given to make this world a better place. One more time. I'm ready to use the gifts I've been given to make this world a better place to live in. I'm ready to use the gifts I've been given to make this world a better place to live in. Amen.
Have a microphone? All right, so now we're going to take this opportunity to stay seated. We're going to go a little over today because we think recognizing mothers is important. And if you want to be able to be seated on the live stream, you'll have to be able to stand right here. So if it's important that there's somewhere else and you want to say, I'm on live stream, you can do that. So Mike's going to run around with a microphone, the most unthanked husband on the planet.
You are too kind.
Okay, and let's just start saying thank you for moms.
Who'd like to go first? Oh, what? Well, here, hold. Oh, you can walk up down if you want.
Thank you to all of the beautiful moms out there. Specifically, I'd like to thank Constance Dennerline, my mother. She has birthed 3 beautiful children. And I would like to say thank you to my Aunt Joanne, who's also a beautiful mother and seated right there. And I'd like to thank my Diana Pagano, my grandma. She has made an incredible family. And also Annie Domko, she's a beautiful mother as well, and we're all family. And I look at all the women out here, and I see family members amongst the crowd that are so beautiful, and I see maternal aspects in every single one of us. So thank you to all of you for allowing me to be here.
My name is Louie, and I'm the drummer in the band here. But I'm also fortunate enough to have my mom's right here in the audience. Is she a fan? A great musician herself. She actually made it into this church about 2 or 3 years ahead of Jack and Norma and was already in the organ position when these guys got the job. And Norma and her were just kind of automatically musical partners. They were both being part native and loving folk music and all the things, and anyways, they built up a beautiful musical partnership that I'm blessed enough to kind of get handed that torch in my adulthood, and it's just a magical place to be. The music here is just so beautiful to be a part of every week, and my moms will come back in and guest spot every once in a while, but we're just very blessed to have her as a part of this community, as is the whole Boulder Valley school system, which she taught as a special ed music teacher for about 20 years, and then continued as the Whittier Elementary music teacher. And so she's brought a lot of music to a lot of people, and it's a beautiful gift she's given me that I get to share with you every week, so. I love my mom a lot. She's an awesome lady. And her name is Marsha Johnson. And yeah.
Thanks, Louie.
Show me where. Okay. I don't know if I can do this one without tears. I've lived in Boulder for almost 38 years, and I discovered Unity at 21, and I've been coming here on and off. And I just want to thank the lineage of my mother, who instilled spirituality deeply in me as a caring soul to care for the animals of the earth, the plants. She was magical. She reminds me a lot of Norma and Santisha here, and the spirit of unity that embraces with such love our earth with compassion. My mother's name was Rosalind Marion Duchamp, and I give thanks for my grandma, Tilly, and I've lived in Boulder and for this time on and off, and I just also give thanks for my father's mother, Francesca. She was from Italy, and I just wanted to say thanks for Unity and also their vision for humanity, that we all are full of caring, nurturing mothers, and we live on Mother Earth, and we are brothers and sisters, and it's time to embrace that. I think as a goal for humanity, we really need it. Thank you.
I want to thank my mom, Andrea. She is an amazing inspiration, and she has done so much healing for everyone, for all others during her life as a physician. Has always been such a good friend to so many people, reached out to so many people that would come here as Polish immigrants, and she always was there to help them and assist them. She always has a caring heart for animals and helps me so much with my son Leo, and has just been such a sweet and giving and loving person to myself as well as everyone in her life. And I also want to thank her mom, my grandma, who is my one of my soul guides and has always been my second mom as well. So thank you, Halina and Andrea.
Thank you very much.
I want to thank nature, that we feel it's our child. As women, we have magic. We can heal. Let's be mothers to earth, to animals, to plants, to the air, to the water, to the fire. Let's hold this powerful light and bring change.
Thank you very much. Hey, Sue.
Hi.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Unity. And I love my mom so much. She is deceased. And she taught me so much how to love animals, people, and nature. And Sentitia, you always really strike a chord in my heart. And I thank you. And I thank my grandmothers. And they're named, Petra and Eris are my daughters. And they're named after my grandmother on my mom's side. Her name was Eris, and it's the Greek goddess of chaos. And she holds to it very well. But she's an amazing school teacher who will soon to be engaged in 3 years. But she's going for her master's degree, and she's teaching at a charter school in New York, science and math. And then Petra is an anesthesiologist, and I'm so proud of them. Just like you, Sentitia and Norma and Jack, we're all so thankful. And I'm thankful to Unity for all that you give. Many blessings. Maha, Sanskrit, for big.
Thank you very much. Anyone back here?
I want to honor my mom who passed on quite a long time ago. She was incredible. And Jack's mom, Charlotte Deering, what an incredible person she was. Such love, and her upbringing was so horrible. And she never, ever did anything but shine with love for everybody. And I want to honor Sandy Spahn, who is the mother of this church. She cares about everybody. She's not here right now, but we love you, Sandy, and we send you all our love.
Well, you're next. I'm stealing your turn. Now, I'm going to say a few things about my mom. I grew up right here in Boulder, Colorado, and all I ever gave my mom growing up was hell. And the idea that anyone could ever still love someone as much as my mom loves me after what I put her through is just a testament to how much love my mom is. And I've just been very blessed with a very loving family. I didn't always bless them, but they're just, I've got such a wonderful mother. And Mom, if you're watching, I love you very much. I always will and always do. But I'd also like to recognize another mother, and that's my wife, Sentitia, over here. If you have to be a parent, it's hard. You need a good teammate to have as the mother, and you are amazing. And being a team with you to raise our kids I couldn't ask for a more amazing mother that's there and ready to go at all times. So, love you, lady. You wanna? That's the romance she was talking about.
I don't know if I want to stand. I'm not good at public speaking. I lost my mother when I was 11, and I didn't get a lot of time with her, but I cherish the moments that I did have with her, and I'll never forget her chocolate chip cookies. People around the block would come and be like, "Well, your mom's making cookies." And she loved to ride a bike. She loved quartz. I'm wearing one of the quartz that she found with her hands that my aunt gave me after I taught 150 kids in Southeast DC about nutrition. I've been on a path of healing myself for 13 years after I tried taking my life. And it started with me becoming sober from alcohol when I was 22. I turned vegan when I was 26. And I'm doing it all for her because she didn't get the chance to do it. And she was one of the strongest women I've ever met in my life. And I tell people, if you think I'm amazing, you should have met my mother. And I'm going to help change this world with nutrition and everything that I've acquired from my mother and complete her legacy. And thank you, Mother. You're with me every day, and I feel you every day, Mom. And I want to tell my sister, she's here, but I know I'm going to get to talk to her, and I appreciate that she gave birth to my nephews because they're the most amazing thing in my life. And I just want to say Happy Mother's Day to everybody here also.
Thank you so much. What?
And I want to recognize my mother. It's one of the most complicated relationships on the planet. It's wonderful, but it has grown me probably more than any other relationship in my life, and it set me on the right path to be able to endure an adult life that had to pummel me a lot until I finally found that love for self that Charity always had for me. And so I'm so grateful for you, Mom, and thank you for being the greatest mom, selfless beyond. I love you.
Thanks. Here you are.
I'm super grateful for my mother. She just came out to visit. She drove all the way back. I'm from Illinois. She drove the entire way here with me there while I got to relax and sleep. And it's just frequent things like that throughout my life. I wrote a poem for her when she came out here that I got to read to her. It was really special. And one of the things that was in that poem was about, I recalled being very, very young, real anxious, depression as just an adolescent, and a lot of guilt and shame doing those explorative things like getting in trouble. And I remember just having that big conscious and sitting down with her and saying, hey, I need to talk about something. And no matter what it was, stealing, whatever it may be, she always knew how to kind of break down the bigger picture thinking for me as a child and explain, you know, you might feel like it's the end of the world, like you did something so bad, but there's a much bigger picture here, and it's okay, you're telling me, there's kindness in your heart, there's love, I see it all. And so that was really important. It's what confessions could be, right? True confession. And her mother, my grandma, I got to move in with, do a lot of partying at her house because she wore hearing aids. But it was cool, you know. I'd wake up in the middle of the night or I'd be up till 3 a.m. She'd wake up, she'd look at me in the kitchen cooking burgers after partying, and so we got close, and it was like that before too. And then I got to be her caretaker towards the end, and it was really special. She instilled a lot of what I am. She's one of my biggest guides in this life. I see her in myself all day, every day. I love moms.
Thank you very much.
Marcy wants to.
Oh.
Thanks, Mike. I get really nervous if I have to talk in front of people. I can sing, but if I have to talk, I get nervous. But I knew I wanted to say something. Mother's Day was always fraught with complexity for me. I so wanted to be able to give to my mom and say, I love you. But from the moment I was born, due to how she felt about herself as a female, I was born really premature. I was only 3 pounds. And she said to me, she finally admitted it when I was a junior in high school, and she said, I looked at you and I thought, that is the ugliest, scrawniest girl I've ever seen. And she said she wanted nothing to do with me because I reminded her of the weakness that she felt in herself. I had an older brother who she adored because boys represented strength and fun and playing sports, but all I was a pathetic, weak thing that she didn't want anything to do with. And so I would always screw up Mother's Day because I would want to be able to give something, but I couldn't, you know, and no matter what I did, it was wrong. Anyway, time's gone by. I've grown. She's grown. Life was fraught with so many attempts on my part to try to name the dynamics that were happening in the family, and nobody was interested. And I always thought, well, doesn't the truth set you free? Like, why don't people want to hear what I have to say? Like, I didn't get it. But I'm so grateful because this past Christmas, I pretty much demanded that I wanted to come home. Just I've made lots of family, you know, and the people that show up that are like, these are my people, these are my people, these are my people. And this year I just went, I want to make new Christmas memories, and I want my birth family. And so this uncharacteristic boldness just came through me, and I said, I want to come home for Christmas, you know. So long story short, I did, and it was amazing. It was really amazing. And my mom, the very first night that I was home, she just said, I want to have a talk with you about depression and anxiety. And it opened up this space of healing where we could really talk. And what I found was that for all the 40-some years that I was like, why are you like this? When that opening came, I didn't need to say, why are you like this? I could say, Mom, can I share a little bit about my experience and just let you know how it felt? And she said, yeah. And so I could share, and I said, I'm not blaming you. Even though for every other year before that, it was like, of course it's her fault, because it was, actually. It genuinely was. I mean, it just was, you know? But in that moment when the door opened, just the fact that it opened and there was receptivity there meant that it was the grace and the love that I was longing for. So I didn't have to, you know, push or make her feel bad. And she just said, I get it now. I really screwed you up, didn't I? And I said, yeah. And I said, and I love you. And it's okay. And I love you. And so many things changed. Like I was there long enough so that we could like develop joking. You know, we had like funny moments, and we really laid some new groundwork. And I guess what keeps coming to me as I was sitting there was that quote by Teilhard de Chardin, to trust the long, slow work of God. And it's happened, and I can honestly say I love my mom so much, and I am so grateful that she is my mother, and I'm thankful for every increment of learning that any of us gets to experience, and healing and grace and growing, and that's all. I love you, Mom.
Okay. Thank you, Marcy. Let's all get in a circle. We're going to close and let there be peace on earth, and we're going to make a circle around these pews right here and hold hands. Everybody just go around the perimeters. We did this a few weeks ago, and I was really impressed. Let's see if we can do it again. If you don't feel like holding hands, you can stay at the seats you're already at. Here, come join us down here. I see 3 of you. We got plenty right here. Okay. Let's look at all these many faces of God. Let's take them all in. Our sisters and brothers on the path. We're so grateful for each and every one of you. Here we go.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as creator, family all are we. Let me walk with my family in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
There will be no discussion group today. We're all going off with our families for lunch. Have a beautiful Mother's Day, and we'll see you Wednesday at 6 p.m., next Sunday at 9 and 11.